Today, we are looking at one single high-stakes meeting, a meeting between two global giants that could literally change the game of global politics for decades. So let's get right into it.
Check out this headline from CNN. It really tells you everything you need to know to get started. You've got the three key players, China, India, and the US, and it points right at the thing that's forcing this very unexpected summit to happen.
So, to really get why this meeting is happening right now, we have to start with the trigger: U.S. tariffs. You see, the trade policies put in place by the Trump administration have sent some major shockwaves around the world.
And this is a classic case of, well, unintended consequences. The whole policy, which was covered a ton in American media, was supposed to pull India away from countries like China and Russia. But instead, it seems to be having the exact opposite effect. It's actually giving them a reason to talk.
And believe me, this isn't just talk. That 10 to 20% you see, that's how much India is expected to increase its crude oil purchases from Russia in just the next month. That's not just a business deal. It's being read as a very clear statement about where things are heading.
All right, let's go inside the meeting itself in China. Prime Minister Modi got this huge, grand welcome, and his one-on-one with President Xi reportedly went 20 to 30 minutes over schedule. Now, in the world of geopolitics, that's not just being chatty. That's a huge sign of a deep, serious conversation where new possibilities are being put on the table.
And look, this wasn't just a photo op. They walked away with some real, concrete results. We're talking about bringing back direct flights, setting up a new system to keep things stable along their very tense border, and restarting a major religious pilgrimage. Every single one of these is a real step towards cooling things down.
And listen to this quote, attributed to the Chinese side. It really shows you the grand scale of what they're trying to sell here. This isn't just about trade between two countries. They're framing this as something that's necessary for the good of the entire planet.
Prime Minister Modi then brought it back to the human scale, but on an absolutely massive level. He pointed out that between India and China, you're talking about 2.8 billion people. That's almost a third of everybody on Earth. The argument he's making is that the future for all those people hinges on these two countries figuring out how to work together.
But, and you knew there was a but coming, right? After all the warm handshakes and positive steps, there's this one enormous, decades-old problem that could just blow this whole thing up and send relations right back into the freezer.
And that obstacle? It's the border. Yep, it's the single biggest source of bad blood and mistrust between them. It's a problem that has been simmering for decades, and it's the one thing that's always prevented any kind of real, lasting strategic partnership.
So, what this really drives home is just how fragile this new warmth actually is. Everybody remembers the deadly clashes in the Galwan Valley. The fear on both sides is that it would only take one miscalculation, one little incident to undo all this progress and set things back for years. So why can't they just fix it? Well, it boils down to this. India wants a permanent, internationally recognized border, period. But to get there, you'd have to solve these massive disagreements over who controls what, specifically these two key areas. And for decades, neither side has been willing to give an inch.
Now, just when you think you've got a handle on this complicated India-China dance, the plot thickens. A third major player arrives in China at the very same time, Russia's President Vladimir Putin. And his presence changes everything.
And this brings an old idea that's suddenly very, very real back into the spotlight: RIC. It's not just letters. It stands for a potential strategic triangle of Russia, India, and China, a power block that could seriously challenge the way the world has been run for a long time.
You know, sometimes in geopolitics, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Even without a formal three-way meeting, the symbolic power here is off the charts. Just the image of those three leaders in the same place at this particular moment sends a lightning bolt of a message to Washington and Europe.
So you see where this is all heading. India, and really the whole world, is standing at this massive crossroads. The path forward is splitting, and the choices that are being made right now are going to echo for a generation.
This leaves India with two totally competing stories. On one side, you have the view from the US, which is basically, hey India, don't do it, it's a trap. This fight with us is temporary, don't make any long-term deals. But on the other side is this idea of an alternate path, a real chance for India to help build a whole new global power structure.
And here is the kicker. This isn't some far-off decision. The experts think that the choices made in the next 2 to 3 months, the deals that are signed or rejected, will pretty much set the stage for the next 20 years of international relations.
And that leaves us with the ultimate question. Is this whole thing just a temporary handshake, a short-term alliance because they're all frustrated with the same thing? Or are we actually witnessing the first page being written in a brand new chapter of world history?